Ooh la la.
So these are things that we wish we knew before buying a dump trailer. We almost bought the wrong one.
The wrong brand.
The wrong everything with that.
So these are a few tips that you can take note of when you're going out there to buy one or you're starting to look for one.
If you have any tips, make sure you share below. What's up, y'all? It's Rae
And Ty. When it comes down to just picking a trailer overall, the first thing is what you gonna be doing with it.
We needed to make sure it actually made sense. Y'all know we about that real estate life, and if you don't know, now you know. We like to buy super distressed properties and fix them up. And a part of that is having a bunch of freaking trash.
The way we've been hauling away stuff right now is just with a standard trailer that we got that we built up over the last, 5, 6 years. The trailer we got is free, but it's just more time. We gotta have people come with us to the dump, pay them to unload it. Of course, we working too. Our back's like, hey, let's go get a dump trailer, guy.
And our gas is like, how many trips you gotta take?
And our pocket's like, it might just be cheaper for you to just go ahead and get you one dog. It take us longer to unload it and doing all that stuff. If we got a dump trailer, we literally pull up. Only one person gotta go for it. People there can keep working. The people we be having working don't like to be working when we leave.
Now hiring.
Man, now firing.
We're actually working on a project right now.
And this one gonna be a total gut. Everything gotta go.
Our handy dandy trailer is not gonna do us justice.
We like, all right, we might have to just go ahead and rent a dumpster. That thing was like $600, not even including like the extra taxes and dump fees we was gonna have to pay.
Ooh.
What they discovered is we just take that and put that down towards a dump trailer.
Over our 2-year real estate strategy, it was gonna end up being $13,000. We wouldn't have nothing to show for it. We might as well throw that $13,000 at our own, right?
No burn.
It's a no.
Definitely gotta have your plan mapped out. Why you even getting it? Is it gonna make sense?
Before you even take your butt out there. Because if you're only gonna use it once a year, it might be worth renting it.
Think about also like the insurance you have to spend on it, the security you gonna have to have on it. You don't want to just waste money.
Overall, tip 1 is really to make sure you have a strategy. If you're going to be renting out, make sure you consider how many times are you going to have to rent it out for you to make your income go. Maybe that can even help you know how much you should budget to spend for it. Just like we had that $13,000 in the back of our head. So now let's talk about finding dump trailers near you.
And actually go out there and take a look at the different trailers.
Oh wow.
So here's my last thing about this.
Never settle on the first one you see.
Even if they offering you no money down.
It's all about research. Our next video, stay tuned because we're gonna be comparing a couple brands too.
Now let's talk about the gooseneck versus a bumper pool. And let them know, baby.
With a bumper pull, it's just like a standard, like pretty much everybody trailer. It hook up to the bumper of your truck. Then the gooseneck actually sit in the bed of your truck. It hooks on to a hitch ball, just like going on the back of your truck, but it's sitting in the back of your truck. With a gooseneck, you'll be able to actually pull more weight with your truck and load more weight on that trailer. Versus a bumper pull, it'll kind of weigh your truck way down, but it also comes into play too on how you load up your trailer. So we found out that the gooseneck would be better in our situation just because the truck, it'd be at capacity if it was at a bumper pull, and our truck can haul way more weight being a gooseneck. We didn't already tested it out.
With a gooseneck, you are gonna have to get the actual setup.
Just the part alone was like around $400 to $500.
We'll go ahead and link that below in the description.
And then you gotta pay somebody to install it. They charge us about $200, $250. The people that we had install it, first choice, great customer service. And when I say they installed this perfect, it was perfect. And that's what they do, fabrication and stuff like that. Mine probably would have been but it would have been done right too, because I do what I'm supposed to do.
With a bumper pool, if I'm not mistaken, you still gotta buy a hitch if you don't have one, right?
Yeah, some trucks don't even have the whole towing package, and you gotta pay for like those attachments to get installed.
So let's talk about the size of the dump trailer now.
8 foot, 10 foot,
12 foot,
12 foot, 16, 14,
50, 60, 70.
man, 22,
Ooh, big bread.
30 seat. We went to the first dealership. We went to go look for 14 footers. They only had one in stock, and it was like super expensive.
This is a 7x14.
If you're there at the dealership and you don't see the one that you want, or the price they talking about don't make sense, the manufacturer, they can actually custom make it to your liking.
Usually, like, what's the turnaround for you guys to get other ones? Yeah.
About 2.5 months.
And then you can pay more to get it delivered to you. With us, I think they wanted to charge us like $2,200 to get it delivered. So we like, no. How much it's gonna cost us to actually drive there and pick it up? $500. We gonna take that route.
Being willing to drive to another location can help you save money. It can also help you save shipping costs.
But I looked over in the corner and I'm like, dang, what's that one over there? Now it was a 16-footer. And I'm like, shit, we might as well get this one. And it was in stock, a real good price. It was cheaper than a 14-foot.
Right, that one was about $12,348.
And the 14-foot was $16,000. And I remember looking at that tag because I was like, oh, hell no. What's this one over here? What else you got?
But he claimed that he had sold like
so they was going like hotcakes. It was just that one was a low quality brand. So the next thing is weight. Like how much weight can you tow and how much weight do you want to tow? And then the guy let us know, hey, the bigger it is, the less weight it'll hold.
Your dumping capacity is only 9,600 pounds. It's because you have 2 extra feet of steel. Same pump as the 14.
The 14-footer, that one held about 10,000 pounds. And then that 16-footer was only like 9,500.
We were going to gain 2 feet, but we were going to lose hauling power of about 500 pounds. That's something for you to consider, like, do I need like more space or do I need to hold more weight?
You can fill up a whole trailer of just trash and it ain't gonna weigh what some shingles will weigh half full.
The tip in that is bigger is not always better.
Yeah, so we was just figuring out the size and we love the 16-footer because it was just more space. But if you're looking for more weight, just take a look at the axle ratings. So different trailers got different axle ratings. You got 4,000 pound axles. If you got 2 of them, it's 8,000 pounds together. And they go higher and higher. They even got 20,000 pounds. Like they got some heavy duty stuff out there. Make sure that you're not overseeing that CDL requirement. Because here where we at, if you go over 26,000 pounds, and that's the weight of your truck and the weight of the trailer added together, if it's over 26,000 pounds, then you gotta get a CDL. And if you tell your salesman that, they should keep you in the middle of that if they not thirsty and just trying to sell you something. Double check your rating on how much your truck can tow, then check the weight and the rating on the trailer itself. One question I asked him, like, can we update the pump? Maybe to hold more weight.
No. Because the axles are rated.
Oh, right.
For whatever you, I mean, you could put 30,000 pounds in here, but the axles are already rated for that. That's kind of what sucks.
And you pretty much said no, because the pistons itself actually can lift more weight than the axles can hold. Weight is a big thing. Next is how high you want your walls to be. You can go with 2-foot walls on the trailer, which, you know, just about that here. You can go 4 foot, you know what I'm saying, or you go 6 foot. There's pros and cons with all of them. So the pros with the 2 foot is you can always build your walls up higher. So it's easier to load stuff in there. You know, if you get to the taller trailers, the 4 foot and the 6 foot, if you dumping garbage cans, you're gonna have to lift them boys up.
Right.
And over inside of there. So you might need a little step on the outside of it, need some help.
Right, or you might have to leave the doors open to a certain capacity.
Right. With the shorter trailers, it's easier to dump stuff in there, and if you need to, you can build your walls up as you need it, instead of just always having big walls.
Make sure they give you that option. Some people might not offer it, but so far out of all the ones we saw, they offer the option. Now let's talk about the durability. You want to make sure you pay attention to the gauge of those metal walls and the metal floor.
Right.
What's the numbers on it, baby?
On the 10 gauge steel. Yeah, that's pretty much thick steel. If you go thinner than that, if you throw a piece of concrete in there or a floor or anything, like it will dent easily. You know, the lower you go, the thicker. If you custom order one, they'll let you, you know what I'm saying, get a better grade and get a thicker floor. You know you're gonna be hauling concrete.
Some people will even be honest with you and be like, oh, that's more so for like lawn care. All right, let's talk about the different ways they lift.
Yeah.
3 ways, right, baby?
They are hydraulic. The one, and I think this is like the top one, the best one you can get, is the telescopic.
And the telescopic does this.
They go straight up like a dump truck. If that piston goes out, you're done.
Ooh.
You're done.
Hydraulic piston on the front of the trailer, and it just pretty much push up the front of the bin and just dump everything out.
3 stages.
Right. The next one you have is the dual ram, 2 pistons that's underneath the trailer, and they go from underneath it, push it up and dump it.
Does something like this.
The other salesman, right, he tried to tell us that, oh yeah, you know, one of those arms go out, you're just gonna be out of luck. And it's funny because I almost told him like, nah, actually one of them still gonna work. And I thought he was about to say that, and it kind of stopped me in my tracks. And I'm like, what? Not everybody know what they talking about.
If one of these goes out, all you have to do is just disconnect the hydraulic line from one, and you can still use the other. So your lifting capacity goes from 10 grand down to 5. So you're not out of...
Like just total not dumping at all.
Right. Then you call me up and say, hey, man, let's get this taken care of and we'll get it going.
It kind of still seems a little fishy.
But it's like, sure, one of your pistons go out, just go ahead and get the other one replaced. Just get a telescopic because we got one.
When we were looking at the dual one, he told us that he saw a piston go out.
I seen one go out, it's about 10 years old.
It probably depends on how much weight you're gonna be putting on it, like how much work you're gonna be doing with it. And if you overload it, whichever arm you're using, you really risking making it go out.
Right. And then the next one is the scissor lift.
And the scissor does something like this.
Yeah.
The problem with the scissor lift is that you have to do maintenance on it. You have to grease it. If you don't grease it, you'll be at the dump and it'll be sticking straight up and you'll be calling me losing your shit.
Pretty much just look like a scissor for real, but do the same thing, push up from the middle. From our research and looking, it seemed like that single telescopic rip is like the best one. You can literally go and watch the videos. They literally have all 3 trailers lined up and super overloaded, and that telescopic was the only one that really pushed up all that weight. It may not probably push it up all the way, but it's still gonna push it up so some of that stuff can fall out and it's gonna keep going and going. If you was to go dump a wheelbarrow right now, you're in the front of it and you're pushing it up, boop.
Well, technically it's a wheelbarrow dual arm though.
It's dual arm, but it's in the front of it. Also too, don't take their word for it either. 'Cause really they just try to sell you what they got there.
So they already knew this, but I was just thinking like, wait a minute, so how do it lift?
This might be a dumb question. So it's electric.
Electric brake.
So you have to just connect it first before it can lift.
So the pump's hydraulic.
The
And
pump's
there's a
hydraulic.
battery, like a car battery.
Okay.
At first I was like, this probably about to be like a dumb question. But that goes to show you that I still had a lot of learning to do about the topic. But I just want to encourage you to ask any question that you have, because it's better for you to ask and learn than to just sit there and be like, oh, I'm a know-it-all. I don't care if you starting at square one.
We had a salesman, well, he was getting irritated because
So
of the questions
irritated.
that we was asking.
Oh,
Where's-
O'Reilly? No,
And not the auto parts.
not auto parts.
So you have to put a trickle charger on it every night.
Definitely want to make sure that battery charged.
So you'll get about 8 to 10 dumps out of it before it goes dead.
Some brands, they actually already come with what's called a trickle charger. Pretty much it's like a car charger that you plug it up in the socket and it'll charge it itself.
So every night when you go home, trickle charger.
Some of them don't come with that at all. So what you have to do is actually separately buy a trickle charger or just have a jump box on handy.
Because that box is split in half. So one side's the pump, the other side
Are
is
we
like
able to take a look in?
I did
I
not
wonder
know
if
that.
It's a way that we can hook something up to where it can just charge off the alternator on the truck.
Ooh.
So they do make a direct line current. It's about $1,000.
Another one add-on is the direct power lines, a way where pretty much the truck would charge the battery.
So what they do is they do a hotline from your battery to the back of your truck, and you just plug it in, and you have a direct line hookup. That's really expensive. I've seen guys do solar panels. I'm afraid for $30.
Yeah.
Some of them have solar panels on it. So the sun can actually charge it while you driving, while the trailer's sitting where it's at, it'll charge it itself.
They even said some people will literally leave the jump box inside with the battery.
Jump boxes on this side, or they put another battery and make it a parallel.
Okay.
Also, a bunch of those come with a little tester on there. So if it comes with that plug, that trickle charger, it'll have a tester on there. You hit the button and it'll tell you if the battery low or if it's charged. Really great add-on. It'll take the guessing work out of it. So you don't be at the dump with a dead battery and now you sitting there, got a hand unload that stuff.
Pretty simple, easy, up, down.
Oh, so it's charged right now.
Oh yeah.
That is so cool.
Clearly you can see that I was super excited with all of my sound effects. It's crazy because we have been wanting this for so long, and yeah, I feel like it was almost like a little toy.
That boy went up. I'm like, dang, we ain't about to have to damn hand unload this crap no more, man. It's gone.
Right.
I'm such a lame.
Hydraulic, double piston.
Wow.
I guess the tip in that is to make sure you do your research so you can figure out which one fits your situation best. Don't just jump into what's available at the current location you're at.
Or don't pick something because somebody else picked it.
Exactly. You kind of gotta do analysis. You gotta hear people out because people do say stuff that makes sense, but you still have to have a solid thing in your mind like, this is what I needed to be able to do.
Right.
If you can't do this, then I don't want it.
Remember what show notes in your research was before you got there.
Period. Not period like city girls, but just period. Like, you know, before the city girls starts in.
There's also 3 different types of doors in the back too.
You said this one is a 2-in-1 versus these 3?
Yep.
Okay.
They actually have like 2 names for them. They'll say like the 2-in-1 or the 3-in-1. So
Right.
tell us about them, baby.
So the 2-in-1 is pretty much, they call it the barn style doors where, you know, they just swing open. Both doors like, and the other one, a spreader gate. So it's the barn doors and it also can be a spreader gate, which pretty much is hinges like at the top of it. And you can just open the bottom of it to spread like gravel and stuff like that. You can adjust it to, it can open maybe a foot, 2 feet. And as you dump it, like everything just won't rush out. It'll just come out at increments and you'll be able to drive and just spread gravel that way. And then the third one is having the door actually fold down so it can be a ramp. So, and that's a good one when you loading up wheelbarrows and stuff like that. So you got your 2-in-1 and 3-in-1.
Or the 1-in-1.
Or the 1-in-1. Take your pick.
How high does this thing go?
Oh, up to about 70 degrees.
Okay. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Cause a 90-degree angle is like straight up. Oh my goodness. This is like a toy. Like a new toy.
We all in the driveway like, yeah.
Oh no.
That's a slide right there.
Right. It's still going. Right. Oh.
Back there.
Right.
Wow,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Ooh, we needed this like so many years ago.
Our backs is definitely gonna thank us.
Oh my God.
So let's talk about these dang on paint jobs. You might even see some rust while you're out there looking at the brand new ones.
Man.
As far as like that type of rust and stuff,
That's
just surface rust.
With some of these trailers, they got different type of paint. So some of them is just fluid painted and some of it's powder coated. The pros and cons with the powder coating is it actually a stronger type of paint. So it can take some dings and dents. Some of them, if they did it right, if they applied it the right way. But the trailers we was looking at, they was already flaking off and rusting and they wasn't even used.
This has a powder coat on it. So bae, notice that this right here, you could just see that rusting. Just see that this stuff has already started rusting. This is supposed to be a year old and it's already been just sitting and rusting and it hasn't even been being put to work. So just stuff like this. I wonder, can we paint that like just to try to lock that in?
Which means they probably only did 1 coat of powder coating and that sucked. You don't want to do it because even touching that up, it's like hard to repaint that. It's like with these trailers, y'all might as well go ahead and put like at least 3 coats on these things, man. Come on, dog. It's cars that be sitting on the lot for years and you don't see no rust on them. If you see spots like that, just sand them down, get you some Rust-Oleum, and just put some decent coats over that joint. It's gonna get scratched in the inside, but just go ahead and touch it up with some paint so you can prevent it from rusting.
They even recommended like the liquid film. They actually mentioned that earlier.
Another thing to check for is like how are the welds on there, the quality of the welds.
So look at that. You see that hole? Water and shit can get in there. That can be rusty.
Oh
So
wow.
it's like real shitty.
Wow.
It just ran through it. Good.
The first one we was gonna buy had looked like a rookie welded it because it just had splatter marks on it and it just wasn't welded fully.
Let's see if this one looks different. Oh yeah, that look cleaner.
Another thing too is some of these companies, they don't fully weld everything. They just kind of tack weld it. It's weird. It's probably to save money. What they do is weld it and then caulk it. Caulk the little gaps. But it's like, why not just weld the whole thing?
Well, how water gonna get out?
The back door. It ain't sealed like that.
No, I'm just talking about if they do gaps, is water able to like get out? Like seep out?
I guess so. But what it also do too is rust they damn weld spots.
Dumpster trailer makers, what's the big idea? Why y'all don't weld all the way through? And if you know why they don't, let us know.
Now let's talk about the upkeep and the maintenance of it. So a lot of these trailers, they got a bunch of moving parts. So anything that pretty much got a hinge on it, it should have like a grease point where you can hook up a grease gun and spray some grease in there. You definitely want to make sure everything is greased, like the axles, some of the pivot points, the doors, the hinges. Make sure you put some grease up in that joint. The telescopic lift, you know what I'm saying? We got the other lifts and those lifts too, to make sure everything is greased.
They actually recommended like every 15,000 miles. Going to the dump, you want to make sure you check your tires for nails. And I mean, even driving on the road.
Definitely check your lug nuts. You always want to check those because just driving, doing a bunch of driving, hitting potholes, heavy loads in there, anything can wiggle loose. After you check them lug nuts, make sure your tire PSI is definitely good on all the tires. Everything is even. Also, it's always good to have a spare tire. So if you're negotiating with your trailer and it's not coming with one, man, tell them go ahead and throw you a spare tire in that joint because you never know.
That where the spare go there?
Yeah, the spare's up top.
Will we get a spare?
5 in stock, yeah. It goes right up in
Oh, you see those two bolts?
Oh, okay.
And it's better if you catch a flat that whoop, quick change. Don't have to worry about it. Worry about replacing the tire later. You don't want to be just stuck on the side of the road with a heavy load and then you got a tire blew out.
See the tires from Nut. I actually bought from you guys when I caught a flat on the freeway. So straight there, bought 2 tires just in case.
Yep.
Just to have.
Yeah, it's a smart idea, man.
Another negotiation tactic you might be able to use, throw in a tarp.
Yeah, come on, dog.
Right, go ahead, hook the play up. If you can't get one thrown in, it still would probably be a good idea to get a tarp. Because you don't want stuff to be all flying out, going all over the place. You better have insurance, especially if you run without a tarp.
Right. Some of them might be charging a little bit over than what they really worth, but you can go to Amazon.
We'll link it below.
Our trailer came with the brackets already to install the tarp, so that was perfect. Make sure you got the attachment. Some dump places actually require you to have a tarp when you come.
Do you take trade-ins?
We do.
Oh, you do?
Another way to get your price lower too, if you got a trailer that you want to trade in.
And they accept them?
Yeah, when they accept them, they definitely take in trade-ins.
He's like, not that one.
We had an older trailer. I really wouldn't even trade that one in anyways, because it's like the amount they probably gonna give to us is like ain't even really worth it.
Well, we didn't even ask them, so you don't know.
They probably would have gave us like $200.
Believe it or not, there's a trailer out there for everyone.
You know
Also,
what? Look, for
It's crazy
real.
because that was just a frame when we got that. Like $100 and then $200 on wood. We had it for about 6 years now. Shit.
I tell people like that, just keep it.
Yeah, that one there, I'm definitely just gonna keep it.
Another thing is make sure you got hydraulic fluid on that.
Use the right hydraulic fluid.
Straight hydraulic fluid.
It's straight hydraulic fluid, negative 30 in the
Okay.
wintertime so it doesn't freeze.
Definitely want to have some high quality hydraulic fluid in there if you want to be operating that joint in the wintertime.
Especially if you up here in Ohio weather, Lord
Man,
Jesus,
it
it'll
can
be
be-
winter, spring, summer, fall, all in the summer.
Man, in 1 week, literally, it was like sunshine, rain, sleet, snow.
You gotta get to the money.
It's different fluids come in different colors too, so you actually see if that boy leaking.
Yeah.
Always check for leaks too.
Make sure you don't overload the dang trailer.
It's gonna last you. I mean, I seen these things come in for repair. Dude, it looks like Swiss cheese grater on the bottom.
Oh.
But that's what they're meant for. They're meant to be beaten on. They're meant to last you 10, 15 years.
Like, okay, I know some people are gonna be bad,
That's us, by the way. But we ain't gonna overload her.
but please note that you might mess up your warranty. Some places offer 3 years. We kind of got a little bit finesse because we thought we was getting a 3-year warranty,
And it came
but it was
one.
a year.
So they say the typical trailer lasts about 10 to 15 years. And like climates like us, we got snow, salt, all that type of stuff on the road. So I know we definitely probably gonna undercoat underneath our trailer. They got different type of undercoatings. Some people use the bed liner spray.
Make sure you don't put it inside.
Because if you do that and you go to the dump, guess what? It's gonna be sitting up there looking down at you like, what you think I'm about to do? come down.
Don't do it
A
inside.
guy did that inside, and when you went to dump, it was like Velcro. It did nothing came out.
Oh, wow.
Don't do it inside.
Yeah.
But yeah, up underneath, absolutely.
Like some trash decoration.
If you're gonna use bed liner spray, only use underneath the trailer where all the salty stuff gonna be. And the inside, just make sure you touch it up, spray it. I heard liquid film was good to prevent rust and stuff like that. Some people do that over the bed liner spray, so we gonna try both of them.
Yeah, might make a video.
Yeah, they say it lasts a year though, so might as well try it out and see.
Yeah, maybe a year later we can even update y'all, huh?
Right.
One thing Bae called out is that it's like a universal lock on the boxes.
That lock on there, is that like a universal key for all of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like,
Wait,
so is that like a universal key? Oh yeah. I'm like, well, we're gonna have to get that changed out. If you want to think about like theft protection and stuff like that, they got coupler locks.
They're like $50.
Oh,
If you're dropping it off and taking the truck, absolutely
coupler lock.
For each style. So they got gooseneck coupler locks, and then they got regular coupler locks for the hitch parts.
Probably, wheel lock.
Yeah, wheel lock.
GPSs, they make GPS devices, so you know where your stuff at.
just look at the details of whichever one you go with. There may be some ways for you to do theft prevention.
It has to be insured too.
I not have insurance, so that boy can be covered if anything happened to it. Even if it's in an accident or something, you always want your stuff covered.
We even have insurance on our handy dandy trailer, okay?
So I got insurance on the little rinky dink up there.
No.
This boy got spider webs on it and stuff. I don't know, babe. We might need a discount for real. That boy been sitting here since last year.
That was a 2021 and it already was rusting and had bad wheels on it. So it was already sitting for a while.
If you got one that's a year or two old, but it's brand new and it's rusting, that means it's gonna rust even more when you actually using it. If it's rusting just sitting in a lot, like you already know what's coming.
Stay tuned for the one we chose because y'all gonna be so blown by the price and the value that we got.
I mean, I'm gonna clean it up for you, prep it up.
Okay.
Usually takes me about 2 hours to do it.
Oh,
Have
okay.
everything running right, tighten your lug nuts.
When you're gonna pick it up, they actually should have already done like a safety check, or they may do it while you're there and also just give you like a heads up on how everything works. They should just do their part, check the lug nuts, make sure they oil it.
Make sure the battery got some light.
Yeah, be aware they may charge you a fee. If you don't know the ins and outs before you leave out of there with the dang trailer, make sure they just give you a walkthrough and show you everything. I even noticed that the battery wasn't fully charged when we got ours, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. How do we know that there's not just the old battery y'all doing here? He ended up being nice enough to let us know, hey, this sticker right here actually tells you if it's a new battery versus an old battery. Thank goodness our truck had the stuff where you could plug up the trickle charger that it came with. So that was a bonus that it came with it. Doing paperwork, they may charge you like a fee for them, like notarizing that you were signing.
Get a prep fee.
Yeah.
Make you a checklist, so when you go to that dump, after you done got your stuff, make sure you pin back them doors before you dump. Because if you don't pin back them doors and you dump, guess what? It's gonna go up and them doors gonna come off.
If you don't pin those doors, you'll rip these doors right in half.
Ooh.
And that's about $2,000 to get a new set of doors.
They probably say if you pay them $2,000.
Right.
But you could probably weld them joints back on or make your own hinges for them joints. But you're gonna need some heavy duty hinges because them doors are heavy.
Well, I just thought about having to do something like that. And I could picture me and Bae trying to DIY some mess like that and my arms just getting tired. Like trying to hold it, they bleed. Like, hold on, my arms going to sleep.
Everybody does it. You're just thinking fast, you're in a rush.
Right.
That's
Checklist.
the most important thing.
Oh
My
my
dad,
god.
he actually rented a dump trailer from Home Depot. And he like, man, we just rented this dump trailer and we already done dented the damn doors because they ain't pulling back. So when they dumped it, the bed, I mean,
Just
the door just...
squashes it.
Now, the next thing, you better know how you going to pay for this thing, okay?
You gonna pay cash?
Or you going to get financing.
I ain't gonna lie, if you can get financing with $0 down, you might as well go ahead and do that. Especially if you plan on making some paper with it too.
So one thing I can say about the first place we went to, shout out to him.
JTI Trailers.
Yeah, I think his name was like Matt. He actually let us know what financing to use. We will let y'all know how you can start a trailer business pretty much for free.
Yeah.
You said no money down too.
Yeah, you said no money down, right?
We not only thought about how we were going to save money, we thought about how we could actually make some money too. Or at least in the long run, have it end up being paid off. We have a free dump trailer just by helping other people when they need help.
Plus, what guys are doing is if you're not using them, you can run them out. I had a guy buy a 14 off me. He made 30 grand in 30 days. Damn. But you can make money.
I still was trying to analyze that, like, with one trailer, how the heck did he pull that off? That means you making literally $1,000 a day. See, look, numbers person here. Like, it's not as time demanding. It's like we don't have to be there unless they want to pay us to.
I like that. That's the game.
No.
One thing we also learned is that you are able to put it in your business name, but you will have to put a personal guarantee.
Do you know if they allow for your business to buy it and maybe you can back it?
Yeah, they'll do that.
Okay. You'll provide the EIN. You will also have to provide your social security or whoever is applying. If there's more than one owner, whoever is putting it in their name has to have over like 51% ownership to just have it in their name. The guy from JTI, he recommended that on our application we put that we want to put money down, but there was no option for that. So make sure you stay tuned for the next video so we can just tell y'all all about that.
Well, I'm excited. Just gonna go ahead and put that application in. Yeah.
If you plan on expanding your business, you might even be interested in looking into roll-off dump trailers. They offer the option for you to kind of start with one and expand from there.
And it was pretty pricey for real.
Yeah.
So this was a better option for us right now.
Y'all ever said like a roll off?
You know, we always wanted to get into it, but there's only like 2 companies. And they won't let us sell them because we're too close. It's super expensive to get into it.
I see.
The boxes are crazy expensive, and you need a big truck to tow it, and they are. If we do work on them, they're always in the shop.
Oh gosh. Well, thank you so much.
But I'm not gonna lie, if I would have known there was a such thing as roll-off dumpster trailers before we bought one, it probably wouldn't have been that bad to invest in, because it was like $15,000 to start with one dumpster, and to have that option. Like this video. If you liked it, thumbs it down. If you didn't like it, if you have any tips, like if you bought a trailer before, make sure you share below what you've learned.
Or
So-
any extra tips.
Might as well help each other, okay?
We really was gonna go with that 16-footer, no lie, until we figured out the quality for it. So once we did our research and came back and looked at it, terrible welds, terrible paint job or powder coat job, and we just like, nah.
We did tell them we weren't gonna buy it. Like I called him like, hey, yeah, sorry, I'm not gonna go with that one.
Guess what? He was cool about it.
Yeah, he was just like, thanks so much. Make sure y'all stay tuned for our next videos. We're going to be comparing different types of trailers, and then in the video after that, we're going to show y'all which trailer we actually went with. Just stay tuned. It's just great to have a variety of knowledge before you jump into anything. And we gonna keep it real with y'all. We'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.